I haven't used this treasure for over 500 years. Today, I'm taking it out to bag a little garment for myself. Look at him. He strode right up to the tiger, crying, "Cursed beast! Where do you think you're going?" Crouching low, the tiger lay prone on the dust and dared not move. Pilgrim Sun aimed the rod at its head, and one stroke caused its brain to burst out like 10,000 red petals of peach blossoms, and the teeth to fly out like so many pieces of white jade. So terrified was our Chen Shenzhen that he fell off his horse. "Oh God! Oh God!" he cried, biting his fingers. When Guardian Liu overcame that striped tiger the other day, he had to do battle with him for almost half a day. But without even fighting today, Sun Wukong reduces the tiger to pulp with one blow of his rod. How true is the saying, for the strong, there's always someone stronger. "Master," said Pilgrim as he returned dragging the tiger, "sit down for a while, and wait till I have stripped him of his clothes. When I put them on, we'll start off again." "Where does he have any clothes?" asked Tripitaka. "Don't mind me, master," said Pilgrim. "I have my own plan. Dear Monkey King." He pulled off one strand of hair and blew a mouthful of magic breath onto it, crying, "Change." It changed into a sharp, curved knife with which he ripped open the tiger's chest. Slitting the skin straight down, he then ripped it off in one piece. He chopped away the paws and the head, cutting the skin into one square piece. He picked it up and tried it for size and then said, "It's a bit too large. One piece can be made into two." He took the knife and cut it again into two pieces. He put one of these away and wrapped the other around his waist. Ripping off a strand of rattan from the side of the road, he firmly tied on this covering for the lower part of his body. "Master," he said, "let's go. Let's go. When we reach someone's house, we will have sufficient time to borrow some threads and a needle to sew this up." He gave his iron rod a squeeze and it changed back into a tiny needle, which he stored in his ear. Throwing the luggage on his back, he asked his master to mount the horse. As they set off, the monk asked him, "Wukong, how is it that the iron rod you used to slay the tiger has disappeared?" "Master," said Pilgrim laughing, "you have no idea what that rod of mine really is. It was acquired originally from the Dragon Palace in the Eastern Ocean. It's called the Precious Divine Iron for guarding the Heavenly River, and another name of it is the Compliant Golden Hooped Rod. At the time when I revolted against heaven, I depended on it a great deal. For it could change into any shape or form, great or small, according to my wish. Just now, I had it changed into a tiny embroidery needle, and it's stored that way in my ear. When I need it, I'll take it out." Secretly pleased by what he heard, Tripitaka asked another question. "Why did that tiger become completely motionless when it saw you? How do you explain the fact that it simply let you hit it?" "To tell you the truth," said Wukong, "even a dragon, let alone this tiger, would behave itself if it had seen me. I, Old Monkey, possess the ability to subdue dragons and tame tigers, and the power to overturn rivers and stir up oceans. I can look at a person's countenance and discern his character. I can listen merely to sounds and discover the truth. If I want to be big, I can fill the universe. If I want to be small, I can be smaller than a piece of hair. In sum, I have boundless ways of transformation and incalculable means of becoming visible or invisible. What's so strange, then, about my skinning a tiger? Wait till we come to some real difficulties, you'll see my talents then." When Tripitaka heard these words, he was more relieved than ever and urged his horse forward. So master and disciple, the two of them, chatted as they journeyed, and soon the sun sank in the west. You see, soft glow of the fading twilight, and distant clouds slowly returning. On every hill swells the chorus of birds, flocking to shelter in the woods. The wild beasts in couples and pairs, in packs and groups they trek homeward. The new moon, hook-like, breaks the spreading gloom. with 10,000 stars luminous. Pilgrim said, "Master, let's move along, for it's getting late. There are dense clumps of trees over there, and I suppose there must be a house or village too. Let's hurry over there and ask for lodging." Urging his horse forward, Tripitaka went straight up to a house and dismounted. Pilgrim threw down the bag and went to the door, crying, "Open up! Open up!" An old man came to the door, leaning on a cane. When he pulled open the creaking door, he was panic-stricken by the hideous appearance of Pilgrim, who had the tiger skin around his waist and looked like a thunder god. He began to shout, "A ghost! A ghost!" and other such foolish words. Tripitaka drew near and took hold of him, saying, "Old patron, don't be afraid. He is my disciple, not a ghost." Only when he looked up and saw the handsome features of Tripitaka did the old man stand still. "Which temple are you from?" he asked. "And why are you bringing such a nasty character to my door?" "I am a poor monk from the Tang court," said Tripitaka, "on my way to seek scriptures from Buddha in the western heaven. We were passing through here and it was getting late. That is why we made so bold as to approach your great mansion and beg you for a night's lodging. We plan to leave tomorrow before it's light, and we beseech you not to deny our request, though you may be a Tang man." The old man said, "That nasty character is certainly no Tang man." "Old fellow," cried Wukong in a loud voice, "you really can't see, can you? The Tang man is my master, and I am his disciple. Of course, I'm no sugar man or honey man. I am the great sage, equal to heaven. The members of your family should recognize me. Moreover, I have seen you before." "Where have you seen me before?" "When you were young," said Wukong. "Didn't you gather firewood before my eyes? Didn't you haul vegetables before my face?" The old man said, "That's nonsense. Where did you live? And where was I, that I should have gathered firewood and hauled vegetables before your eyes?" "Only my son would talk nonsense," said Wukong. "You really don't recognize me. Take a closer look. I am the great sage in the stone box of this mountain of two frontiers. You do look somewhat like him," said the old man, half recognizing the figure before him. "But how did you get out?" Wukong thereupon gave a thorough account of how the Bodhisattva had converted him and how she had asked him to wait for the Tang monk to lift the tag for his deliverance. After that, the old man bowed deeply and invited Tripitaka in, calling for his aged wife and his children to come out and meet the guests. When he told them what had happened, everyone was delighted. Tea was then served, after which the old man asked Wukong, "How old are you, great sage?" "And how old are you?" asked Wukong. "I have lived foolishly for 130 years," said the old man. "You are still my great-great-great-great-grandson," said Pilgrim. "I can't remember when I was born, but I have spent over 500 years underneath this mountain." "Yes, yes," said the old man. "I remember my great-grandfather saying that when this mountain dropped from the sky, it had a divine ape clamped underneath it. To think that you should have waited until now for your freedom. When I saw you in my childhood, you had grass on your head and mud on your face, but I wasn't afraid of you then. Now without mud on your face and grass on your head, you seem a bit thinner. And with that huge piece of tiger skin draped around your waist, what great difference is there between you and a demon?" When the members of his family heard this remark, they all roared with laughter. Being a rather decent fellow, that old man at once ordered a vegetarian meal to be prepared. Afterwards Wukong said, "What is your family name?" "Our humble family," said the old man, "goes by the name of Chen." When Tripitaka heard this, he left his seat to salute him, saying, "Old patron, you and I share the same illustrious clan." "Master," said Pilgrim, "your surname is Tang. How can it be that you and he share the same illustrious ancestors?" Tripitaka said, "The surname of my secular family is also Chen, and I come from the Juxian village, in the Hongnong district of Haizhou, in the Tang domain. My religious name is Chen Shenzang. Because our great Tang Emperor Taizong made me his brother by decree, I took the name Tripitaka and used Tang as my surname. Hence, I'm called the Tang monk. The old man was very pleased to hear that they had the same surname. Old Chin, said Pilgrim, I must trouble your family some more, for I haven't taken a bath for 500 years. Please go and boil some water so that my master and I, his disciple, can wash ourselves. We shall thank you all the more when we leave. The old man at once gave the order for water to be boiled and basins to be brought in with several lamps. As master and disciple sat before the lamps after their baths, Pilgrim said, Old Chen, I still have one more favor to ask of you. Can you lend me a needle and some thread? Of course, replied the old man. One of the ammas was told to fetch the needle and thread, which were then handed over to Pilgrim. Pilgrim, you see, had the keenest sight. He noticed that Tripitaka had taken off a shirt made of white cloth, and had not put it on again after his bath. Pilgrim grabbed it and put it on himself. Taking off his tiger skin, he sewed the hems together using a horse face fold, and fastened it round his waist again with the strand of rattan. He paraded in front of his master saying, How does old monkey look today compared with the way he looked yesterday? Very good, said Tripitaka. Very good. Now you do look like a pilgrim. If you don't think that the shirt is too worn or old, you may keep it. Thanks for the gift, said Wukong respectfully.